Hey folks, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community in the planet. Today's Wednesday, August 9th. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we're going to do another earnings review, this time for Green Thumb. And we're going to be looking at their Q2 2023 earnings. We'll do a review. We'll look at the chart, what to expect in the technicals and the chart and the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. But they did beat in terms of analyst estimates, in terms of revenue and EPS. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future live streams whenever I do post a new video. Also, before we get to it, make sure to follow Pow Group on X, formerly Twitter, and the handle is @GroupPow. So make sure to follow @GroupPow on X, because that's where I'm going to be doing a lot of my real-time updates. I got about 50 followers over the last couple of days, so thank you very much. And I'll be continuing to post here regularly. Like I said, I'm going to be boycotting Facebook because they do all this censorship. And yeah, X seems to have it figured out, and they don't ban my account for weeks and months on end. So make sure to follow @GroupPow. GTI Q3, it says Q3, but that's a mistake here. It's second quarter. So Q2 2023. So second quarter ended June 30th, 2023. So typo there. GTI Q2 revenue increases 2% sequentially to 252 million. And then if we take a look at the analyst estimates, revenue was forecasted at 250.41 million, came in at 252.39 million, so beat in terms of revenue estimates. And then EPS, earnings per share, was forecasted at 0.0491, came in at positive 0.05, so beat that as well. And they are profitable. So one of the few that are coming in at positive EPS. So this is definitely one of the leaders in the space. I would say Tilray's the leader in the space from a sheer volume standpoint, right? They've got hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars traded in a single day, whereas I challenge anyone to find another company, either in Canada or in the US, that comes even close to that amount of dollar volume traded. So we'll go through, this is all in US dollars unless otherwise stated. Highlights for the second quarter and 6 months ended June 30th, 2023. Second quarter revenue of 252 million increased 2% sequentially. First half 2023 revenue increased 1% to 501 million year over year. GAAP net income of 13 million or 0.05 per basic and diluted share. Adjusted EBITDA of 76 million or 30% of revenue. 6 months cash flow from operations of 93 million, net of 52 million of tax payments. Cash at the quarter end totaled 149 million. So very similar to Trulieve. I just did a video on their earnings, but Kronos has like 800 and some million dollars they're sitting on. That's Canadian, obviously, as well, but a huge difference there. But cash is king at the moment and sitting on a lot of it. 6 Rise retail stores were opened, 2 in Pennsylvania, 2 in Virginia, and 1 in Minnesota and Nevada. Additionally, immediately after quarter end on July 1st, adult use MJ sales commenced at the company's 4 Rise retail stores in Maryland, which we know just opened up. So great numbers from GTI as normal. And I actually don't own any Green Thumb at the moment. I am looking to add it as early as today or tomorrow. We are down over 2%. And if you recall, I did some technical analysis, and when I was looking at the chart on GTII, I was looking at a monthly bear flag. So if we take the fib tool from the high to the low here, and then you move it out to the 0.32 fib, it gives you your measured move here. And it says that on GTBIF, we could be heading down to as low as 420. Imagine that, 420. So again, this isn't a guarantee. This is just, probabilities, and, the way that technical analysis works, this is just all about odds. And when something like this is, whenever there's a monthly bear flag, that the odds are is that it's more than likely going to confirm. Does it have to confirm? Absolutely not. In order to negate it, we need to get above $10.30. Which is the 0.32 fib. In order to confirm it, we need to lose the low here at 660, and we hit 655. So technically we did confirm it, but we haven't seen follow through. And then the low is this month is 675. So key support is going to be 660. If we lose 660, it's entirely possible that we're heading down to that 420 region, which from that support breaking would mean about another 36% of downside. And the reason why I've been reluctant to add Green Thumb to my portfolio is because if you look at it, compared to a lot of other names, if you compare other, MSOs or other LPs, a lot of LPs and MSOs are down 80, 90% plus. If you take a look at Green Thumb, it is now down from the high to the low only 83%. So if we take a name like Trulieve, we'll bring up the Trulieve chart here real quickly, and we'll just go through a similar measurement. You can see here it was down over 92%. So the fact that GTBIF is only down, like I said, about 83%. I figured that it may still have a little bit more to go, right? Because the whole sector moves together, not down to the second, the day, the minute, but it all moves in tandem. People are finally starting to realize, doesn't matter if you're profitable, unprofitable, LP, MSO, retailer, ETF, everything's down 80 to 90% plus, right, from February 2021 or all-time highs. So that is why I've been waiting, but I may look to add Green Thumb as early as today. Maybe not today, but maybe we'll see this week. We're not looking too hot here at the moment. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, we're starting weekly consolidation, and we drop to a weekly lower low. So we're nowhere near confirming a weekly uptrend or monthly uptrend. We have the low, high, higher low, and we broke to a daily higher high. So we did confirm a daily uptrend, but then right back into daily consolidation again. So I'm just going to be very careful on this one, very cautious, very patient, and I'm going to be looking to add it, like I said, as early as this week. And the reason why I was holding off is just because of the fact that it was more than likely going to catch up to the rest of the sector and see a bit more downside. And with the stock, like I said, down over 2% today, it's looking like we could see a little bit more pain. If you remember my video on MSOS ETF, I said there could be more, things could get worse and more pain before things get better, and how US MJ was looking a lot weaker than Canadian MJ, and then Tilray shot up about 100% over the last couple of months. And that goes to show that the charts are the charts, and you can't hate the messenger. It's just the message and what the charts are saying, right? And like I said, it was just, in my opinion, just playing catch up, right? No major red flags here whatsoever. I think Green Thumb could be a great long-term play. And like I said, I don't have anything against Green Thumb. I just, looking at the technicals, I figured that it could see more downside, where you look at in the last couple months, it's actually down about 21%, and it's a monthly inside bar at the moment. And then if you take a look at a name like TLRY, you can see that it's been much stronger. It's been bouncing for the last 2 months, right? And then from the low to the high here, we're about 105% there off of the lows. So that's what I was talking about when I said Canadian MJ looked a lot stronger than US MJ. If we take a look at the weekly time frame for GTBIF, you can see here we're still below the 10-week moving average. And then if you take a name like Tilray, again, well above its 10-week moving average, and we're going parabolic here on the stochastic and the MACD, right? So the charts are the charts, and that's what the charts were saying. And we're still unable to get above that 10-week moving average, which is at 743. We're seeing a bear cross, actually, the MACD, which adds more confidence to the fact that we could see more downside from here and potential for that bear flag follow through on the monthly time frame with a target of around 420, and then we're still bearish on the stochastic and ways away before we see a bull cross there as well. In terms of the weekly moving averages, we have nothing nearby until the 50 weekly. So once we do start to reverse, I expect us to trend back up to that $9 in a hurry, because again, TLRY, a lot of names starting to trend back to their 50 weekly moving averages. TLRY actually got above its 50 weekly moving average. So if we do something similar, again, I think there could be a little bit more short-term pain before we go to that $9 mark. But if we were to do something similar to Tilray, the leader in the space, we'd be heading back to around that 912 area. And then if we take a look at the daily time frame, we also have the 200-day moving average there at 868. So again, lines up well with that $9 target. And then again, just for comparison's sake, TLRY above its 200-day moving average. So if GTBIF gets back to its 200-day moving average, that'd put us right around that $9 mark. And then we could even see a daily golden cross with the 50-day moving average below the 200-day moving average. When they cross, that's a bull cross. Look what happened last time that happened. Price was at around $9 and went all the way up to $38. Then we had the 50 above the 200-day. When that happens and they cross, that's a death cross. Price was at around 26 and it went all the way down to 6. Now we're seeing a golden cross potentially lining up here into the fall. We could get review from HHS and reclassification of MJ to Schedule 3 or beyond, or even descheduled. I don't think it's going to be treated as alcohol and tobacco just yet. I think they'll start in steps, right? They'll walk before they run, so to speak, and they'll put it at 3, and then they'll do something else, right? It's how they can time the market and create bare bottoms and tops in the market, right? So as we know, Apple doesn't release the best iPhone right out of the gate. They do a little bit each time, and they keep you wanting more. So the same thing with this is what I expect is Schedule 3 could even get safe banking into the fall, and then legalization of medical in the U.S. over the next year or two, in my opinion. But going to it there, thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Power Group. Let me know what you think of these financials in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Have a great night. See you on the next video.